It's interesting hearing other people's worst fears or phobias because I feel like I've heard some that I can relate to, some that I can understand and put myself in their shoes, and the others I'm like, what the fuck? For instance, I know someone who has the irrational fear of vomit. And I'm not saying like they look at vomit and they're like, ew, that's so disgusting. That makes me want to vomit. I'm so repulsed. Someone just pushed me off a cliff. It's like they are scared. Like they will scream and run away from it as if it was like a poisonous snake running at you. And I know that she's not messing with me because I remember me and her were one time like light jogging in the middle of the night. And as you know, if you've seen my other videos, I'm a lazy little bean. So when you start running a long distance out of nowhere with no athletic anything, you can get a little nauseous, and I remember throwing up next to her, and she went from dying of exhaustion to bolting away in less than a second. I've never seen her look so terrified, like I was one of those Korean infected zombies. It's even going as far as if someone coughs around her and she's side-eyeing the crap out of them. Oh my god, did she just cough? Is she sick? Is she gonna throw up? I swear I'll throw a fist if she even drops a single bodily fluid. It's kind of funny when you see someone just cough in a bus, minding their own business, and then you just see... But to be honest, I was like, damn, if I was dying or really sick and needed an ambulance for any reason and I was with her, I'm so screwed. Like, you might as well write a will now because she would ditch me screaming within a second. But you know what? Speaking of phobias, this is nothing compared to my other friend that is terrified of noodles. Like ramen noodles. Excuse me? That caught me so off guard. I was like, you could have said snakes, sharks, the darkness. Nope, she's all good with those. It's noodles. It's ramen noodles. But let me explain. Obviously, I was like, okay, what? Excuse me? And she just explained that one time she made herself some spicy Korean, those buldak noodles, chilling watching Netflix. And I guess what happened was that she choked on it. And since I wasn't there, I guess I couldn't witness how traumatic that was. Because apparently it was very traumatic. And now she can't look at noodles the same way. But from then on, she's been giving me updates on getting over her noodle fears. So as a friend, I fully support you into your journey of recovery to eat noodles peacefully, I suppose. Now, you may or may not be asking, okay, Morty, what are your little fears and phobias? And let me tell you, they're not nearly as wild or outlandish as the other two, but I do consider them irrational fears. First and foremost, I have a fear of needles. Like, sometimes on an irrational level. I know it's a very common fear, but obviously when you're a kid, it's not pleasant when your mom makes you go to the doctors to get a shot. But I think those trips have traumatized me because whenever I went, I remember either my mom or the doctor had to hold me down to get a little prick of blood on my finger. And honestly, I think that is where my finger flicking habit comes from, because even to this day, I can remember how that needle felt when hitting my finger, and it makes me wildly uncomfortable. Every time I get a shot, I would scratch the heck out of that spot because the thought that a needle piercing through my skin and the muscle made me freak out. I could never become a doctor. That is like a torturous career for me, seeing blood and veins, bones and needles everywhere. No thank you. Even to this day, I'm basically an adult, and I still heavily panic at the idea of my blood getting drawn or getting a shot. And I'm not gonna lie, I still cry when it happens. And to be clear, it's not because of the pain. Honestly, I hardly feel it. It's really hard to explain why I get this fear. It's like irrational fear? Anyways, next is water. Well, more specifically, the ocean. I hate going into the open ocean. I am 100% the type of person you would see digging a huge hole in the middle of the beach for no reason other than to sit in it. Or make sandcastles to later knock it down with a sandball. Or I'm collecting shells. But I will never ever go in the water. And it's for a couple reasons. Number one is because as a kid, I watched a nature documentary of an ocean and it freaked me the crap out because it showed you a weird alien-like creature that lived in the deepest, darkest parts of the ocean, and that was terrifying. It was like, why do these fish have teeth and you can see all of their organs and they're see-through and they're just chilling in the bottom of the ocean? It's like so weird. Furthermore, there is another thing I watched as a kid. I don't remember what movie it was, but I remember a scene where this random lady was stranded in the middle of the ocean for some reason, and the camera zoomed out in the sky to see that a huge, I don't know, creature was under her, and it was enough to make me not even want to go to the shallow end of the beach. Another reason is because when I do go in the water, there's always something touching my feet. Whether it's seaweed, some random trash, rocks that I stub my toe on, or an actual creature, that is enough to have me screaming away back to the car. I don't like the idea of something's touching my feet and I just can't see it. Or that it's gonna be a surprise attack and it's gonna be like a fish biting my foot. Also, just shark movies. Even though I know statistically it is very unlikely for one to get devoured by a shark because they don't like how we taste. Rude, but I get it. Still, like I said, irrational fears. This even makes showers, swimming pools, and baths a little uncomfortable for some reason, as if a shark can even fit in the shower or breathe in chlorine. So, thank you, but no thank you. I'll be sticking to my architectural sandcastles and my hermit crab zoos. And lastly, one of my more recent fears is gore. Now, to be honest, I used to be completely fine with gore. Seeing movies like Saw and other gory horror movies didn't faze me at all when I was younger. But now, oh god, I can barely even look at it without panicking. Seeing scenes where people would break their bones, get bitten on the leg by a zombie, or getting their eyes removed by a psycho. I can't even handle like these parody versions of these horror movies where you can tell that that's fake blood, or like that's a prop, or like that's most likely spaghetti coming out of their stomach. I would say this fear came up to my attention around last year when I was rewatching some of the Saw movies with my parentals, and a scene popped up where this doctor was sawing open this guy's head, and I was freaking out. I had a huge breakdown because I felt so uncomfortable seeing how graphic the scenes were. And ever since, I've been pretty much avoiding those type of movies. But who knows, maybe the phase has passed and I can actually watch these movies in peace now. Probably not, but I'll give it a try. Anyway, so sorry this video is very late. Ever since I got back from Japan, I've been very jet lagged. So my sleep schedule's been very off. It's like I'm sleeping in the morning and I'm waking up at night. Anyways, thank you for watching. This is the end of the video. Please subscribe and I'll see you in the next one.